There are places in this world where the line between the living and the dead feels dangerously thin, where the land itself seems to harbor secrets too dark to speak aloud. One such place lies in the heart of Scotland, a bridge with a beauty that conceals its sinister purpose. They call it the Dog Suicide Bridge, a name whispered in fear. And tonight, we're taking you to its edge. High in the rolling hills of Dumbarton, Scotland, lies a place that defies understanding, a sight both beautiful and shrouded in darkness. This is Overtoun Bridge, a seemingly unremarkable structure that has carried an unsettling reputation for over a century. For here, beneath the ornate stone balustrades, tragedy unfolds in a way that chills the soul. Constructed in 1895 as part of the Overtoun estate, the bridge spans a gorge that plunges nearly 50 feet into jagged rocks below. Its design is undeniably beautiful, a testament to Victorian craftsmanship. Yet beneath this picturesque facade, a sinister pattern has emerged. Since the mid-20th century, an inexplicable phenomenon has gripped this place. Over 300 dogs have inexplicably leapt from Overtoun Bridge, many meeting their deaths on the rocks below. The question that haunts this community is not just why, but how. How could so many animals, seemingly without reason, choose to end their lives here? Many who visit Overtoun Bridge are blissfully unaware of its dark history, until tragedy strikes. One such visitor, Kenneth Meikle, came here with his family in 2004. Without warning, their golden retriever leaped to its death. Their beloved pet survived, but was never the same again, leaving the family to grapple with questions they could never answer. Desperate for answers, experts have sought to explain the bridge's deadly allure. One prevailing theory suggests that the area's wildlife may hold the key. Minks, pine martens, and other animals frequent the gorge below, leaving behind potent scents. Dogs, with their acute sense of smell, may become overwhelmed, running instinctively toward the source, only to plunge to their doom. Canine psychologist David Sands conducted experiments to test this theory. His findings revealed that certain dogs were indeed drawn to the scent of minks, which could explain their behavior. But while this theory accounts for some incidents, it leaves others shrouded in mystery. For some, the horrors of Overtoun Bridge cannot be explained by science or logic. They turn instead to the realm of the supernatural. Locals speak in hushed tones of the White Lady of Overtoun, a spectral figure who has haunted this land for over a century. They say she is the ghost of a grieving widow, forever searching for her lost husband. Her sorrow is said to linger in the air, heavy and oppressive, pressing down on all who walk the bridge. Some believe it is her spectral presence that unsettles the dogs, driving them to leap into the abyss. Many visitors claim to have felt her chilling presence. Some report a sudden sense of despair, an inexplicable urge to look over the edge, or even jump. Others have sworn they heard a faint, mournful voice calling them by name, carried on the wind. Whatever the truth, one thing is certain. Her legend has become as much a part of this bridge as the stones themselves. Is she a grieving spirit, bound to this place by sorrow? Or is she something far darker, feeding on the fear and confusion of those who come too close? The White Lady remains a mystery, her story as haunting as the bridge itself. They thought it was the find of the century, a discovery that would rewrite history and immortalize their names. But what they unearthed beneath the sands of Egypt was not just a tomb, it was a warning. A curse that would bring death, fear, and questions no science could answer. As lantern light first pierced the ancient darkness, something awoke, something that was never meant to see the light of day again. In the heart of Egypt, a land steeped in ancient wonders and dark mysteries, there lies a legend that has haunted historians, scientists, and thrill-seekers alike. It is a tale not just of discovery, but of death, an invisible shadow that lingered over those who dared to disturb the eternal rest of a boy king. This is the story of the curse of King Tutankhamun's tomb, a chilling reminder that some secrets are best left buried in the sands of time. In 1922, After years of painstaking excavation and fruitless searches, archaeologist Howard Carter stumbled upon the find of a lifetime. Beneath the sun-scorched sands of the Valley of the Kings, hidden under centuries of rubble and obscurity, Carter uncovered the sealed entrance to what would soon become the most famous tomb in history, the resting place of King Tutankhamun, Egypt's enigmatic boy king. For Carter, it was the culmination of years of relentless pursuit. But as he stood at the threshold of history, a strange sensation gripped him. The air felt heavy, as if laden with a warning from the ancient past. Little did he know, his triumph would come at an unimaginable cost. With trembling hands, Carter chipped away at the sealed door. As he made a small breach, the trapped air of 3 millennia escaped with a hiss. Holding up a lantern, he peered inside. At first, all he saw was darkness, but as his eyes adjusted, the room began to reveal its secrets. Treasures glittering like stars in the void. Golden thrones, alabaster jars, jewelry, and ceremonial chariots lay in chaotic splendor, untouched by time. At the center of it all was the magnificent golden sarcophagus of King Tutankhamun, radiating an almost otherworldly aura. But as Carter and his team moved deeper, an unease settled over them. It wasn't just the awe of the treasures, it was as if they had entered a domain that was not meant for the living. As Carter's team explored further, they stumbled upon a chilling message carved into a clay tablet near the tomb's entrance. The inscription, deciphered by experts, read, "Death will come on swift wings to those who disturb the king's peace." Most of the team dismissed it as a mere superstition, the product of an ancient people protecting their treasures. But for some, it was a warning, a final plea from a long-dead civilization. And as the days unfolded, that warning would take on a horrifying truth. The first victim of the supposed curse was none other than Lord Carnarvon, the man who had financed the expedition. Just weeks after the tomb's discovery, he fell ill with a fever that grew worse by the hour. A seemingly trivial mosquito bite on his cheek became infected, spreading rapidly. On the night of his death, a series of eerie events unfolded. Witnesses reported that as Carnarvon breathed his last in a hospital bed in Cairo, the city was plunged into darkness. All the lights inexplicably went out, as if some unseen force had claimed its first victim. What followed was a chilling sequence of deaths that defied explanation. Arthur Mace, one of Carter's closest colleagues, died from a sudden illness shortly after assisting in the excavation. Carter's personal secretary, Richard Bethel, was found lifeless in his London home under mysterious circumstances. Even Bethel's father died in a freak accident just months later. Reports began to emerge of strange occurrences, doors slamming shut on their own, inexplicable cold drafts, and even sightings of ghostly figures lurking near the artifacts. Was it coincidence? Or was the ancient pharaoh exacting his revenge? The mummy of King Tutankhamun was no ordinary corpse. Analysis revealed that the boy king had died a violent death, his body bearing signs of blunt force trauma and possible foul play. Was his curse born of vengeance? Was he punishing the living for desecrating his final sanctuary? Scientists who examined the mummy reported strange illnesses, hallucinations, and even visions of Tutankhamun himself. Whether driven by guilt or by the supernatural, the tomb's curse seemed inescapable. In the decades that followed, scientists sought logical explanations. They theorized that ancient mold and bacteria, sealed within the tomb for millennia, could have infected those who entered. Stress, fear, and coincidence were also cited. Yet the deaths continued, more subtle, more inexplicable. Even today, those who come into contact with artifacts from the tomb report feelings of unease, strange dreams, and unexplained phenomena. Whether scientific or supernatural, the curse of King Tutankhamun remains one of history's most chilling enigmas. King Tutankhamun's tomb was meant to be a gateway to eternity, a sacred space for a boy, king lost to time. But in disturbing his peace, the living awakened something that defies understanding. Was it merely coincidence? Or does the pharaoh's curse endure, waiting for its next victim? Perhaps the question is not whether the curse is real, but whether you would dare to challenge it. The sands of Egypt have buried many secrets, but some are buried for a reason. King Tutankhamun's tomb brought fame, wonder, and untold treasures to the modern world. But at what cost? Those who disturbed his eternal slumber paid the ultimate price. Was it mere coincidence, or did the ancient curse truly reach across millennia to strike them down? Perhaps the answer lies within the tomb, waiting for the next soul brave or foolish enough to seek it. Will you dare to uncover the truth? Or will you, too, heed the ancient warning, let the dead rest in peace? The story of King Tutankhamun's tomb is more than a tale of ancient splendor. It is a reminder of the mysteries that lie just beyond our understanding. The artifacts unearthed told the world of a forgotten time, a civilization that revered the afterlife above all else. But perhaps the greatest lesson the tomb teaches is not about life or death, but about the cost of curiosity. Whether the curse is real or a product of human fear, one truth remains: some doors are meant to stay closed. And for those who dare to open them, the sands of time may not forgive so easily. The tomb of the boy king remains a silent sentinel in the Valley of the Kings, a place of wonder, a place of dread, and perhaps a place where the dead still hold sway over the living